Hi folks, some of you will have seen the Kershaw Pub, which is a knife that I'm quite fond of. It's useful in certain situations where having a completely non-threatening knife is an attraction. This just has a little over a 1-inch blade. I mean, it really is tiny, compared to Swiss Army knife. It makes the Swiss Army knife look huge. It's just that the Kershaw Pub is really small. It has two kind of functions, principal functions. One is that it's got a little blade, and the other, I'll just shut the blade, is it also functions as a bottle opener. Now they're two of the most useful functions you could have in a knife, a blade and a bottle opener. So when I was looking to pick up some new knives the other day, I saw this, caught my eye, which is the case, it's called a trapper, but in this case, rather than having the traditional trapper layout, it's a little bit different. Why is it different? Well, for a start, it has the usual drop point, toothpick type blade that you would expect. In this case, I think it's stainless. I'm not 100% sure. Don't know if it says. Pretty sure it's stainless anyway. But in addition to the trapper blade, you normally expect on the other side there would be a spay blade. Now, I don't know about you, but I never find a spay blade particularly useful, as I don't really have any lambs to castrate or anything like that. I find this far more useful. It's got a bottle opener and a little screwdriver as well. I know that this type of flathead screwdriver is less used these days. US made knife, and the pattern number on the tang, nothing on the reverse. It's a traditional pinned design with 2 back springs, 3 brass liners, pretty good fit and finish. It's got these amber peach jig bone scales, which I'm quite fond of. I've got some other case knives in the same pattern. In fact, I only have 3 case knives, and all 3 of them are in the same material. I think it looks pretty damn smart in the Stockman, Sodbuster and Trapper style. Anyway, this knife, as I say, nickel silver bolsters, nice and slim and small in the hand. UK legal, of course, or it wouldn't be on my channel. Nice little case shield on it. Just nice, clean, nicely put together. A good little knife, and I would certainly recommend it. Again, came nice and sharp. I got it from Heine Haynes in South Wales. Now here's a little factoid for you. Anybody who's seen Gavin and Stacey, the British TV series about a long-term relationship between a boy from Essex on the east coast and Stacey, who was from South Wales. She lived in Barry, which was a favourite haunt of mine when I was at university in South Wales back in the 80s. There used to be a famous holiday camp there called Barry Island, but that's long gone now. It's now been replaced with a housing estate, but there's a trading estate in Barry, called with Heine Haynes on it, and Heine Haynes are quite a good supplier in the UK. they do have the disadvantage of not being the cheapest place to buy things in the world, but they do tend to have stock. And what is really, really good about them is if you order one day, they will arrive the next day, either by first class post or guaranteed next day delivery, depending on the value of your order. So I think that's absolutely great. Service is fantastic. They also do free returns, which is quite useful. And why I'm advertising Heine Haynes, I do not know. It is purely for public information. I can certainly get nothing from them. When purchasing a package of knives the other day, I did ask for a discount, and I got something like 2%. And I was spending quite a lot of money. So I'm certainly not in their pay and not beholden to them. I've just found them to be a useful company. And if you're in the UK and you want to buy knives, they're worth looking at their website, Heine Haynes. Just look them up and see what they do. They do specifically do UK legal or UK friendly is what they call them knives, because just because a knife is legal to carry in the UK, and I tend to carry this one every day, just because it is legal to carry in the UK doesn't mean that it's legal to carry everywhere. If you go into a school or go into a pub, for example, you may find yourself in a bit of trouble. Also, the minute you pick up your knife and point it at someone else in a threatening way, it ceases to be legal carry. So one has to still be very careful in the UK. Self-defense is certainly not a justification for pulling a knife on somebody. You will find yourself in heap big trouble if you do. Anyway, there we are. There's the case equivalent of the Kershaw Pub. 3 times the price, but it is a nice, lovely little thing. Feels nice. It's got that jig bone has just got you can see where when Chris Reeves made the Menandy, and they called it. This isn't a Chris Reeve Menandy, by the way. It's a Chinese copy. Before anybody thinks I'm trying to pass off the real thing, but I think it was his wife. So I looked at it and said, Menandy. Menandy just means a nice thing. So you can see where they got that name from. It could have equally been applied to one of these little case knives. They just have that Menandy sort of feel about them. Anyway, enough nonsense from me. That's the case trapper with bottle opener.